Please accept my sincerest apologies for my insensitive Facebook post regarding the safety pin movement. I unconditionally and unequivocally condemn the use of violence in any way, shape, or form. As elected officials, we need to work especially hard for those members of our society who feel most vulnerable and unprotected. Unfortunately, my poorly chosen words, regardless of their intent, only further alienated people. On reflection, I realized that my posting was inappropriate, inexcusable, and intolerable. I can see the hurt, fear, and distress my words have caused, and I recognize the damage that they have done to my reputation and your trust in me as a school board director. My post has shown me just how hurt the community is. I never would have made light of such a subject if I had been better informed of the importance of the safety pin, of what safety pins meant to people. My personal Facebook page is used primarily for social and political satire. That was the vein in which I made my post. My intent was to point out that we need to identify solutions to end prejudice. I plan to take this situation and use it as an opportunity to put right my wrong and prove to everyone that the words I wrote are not reflective of the person I am. I will be here after the meeting tonight if anyone wishes to speak with me in person about this later. And again, I offer my sincerest apologies for the discomfort and anger that my words may have caused. Thank you.
Resign. 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 Resign.
I'm a proud.
I'm sorry. We have, wait,
This
sir.
is not. This is
I am
not
sorry,
an empty
sir.
justice.
You have to sit
This is
down.
not an empty
You're
justice.
going to have a
He
chance
has
to speak.
He has
You
to
must
go.
sit down.
That's not tolerated in New Hope.
What is
No. How do you make up for that?
I understand that, but
What
you will have a
was his
chance in the
intent?
meeting
Regardless
to
of
speak.
their intent, what does that mean?
You will have a
That was
chance.
a little bit microaggressive, wouldn't you say?
That was, yes.
Your post constituted hate speech, and you should no longer be on our school board. How can you look these students in the face and tell them that what you said was acceptable? How can you look our students in the face and say to them, you're wearing a safety pin. You might be one of the kids that I want to punch in the face. Are you willing to address that? An apology, it doesn't cut it. And for the board to continue with this meeting without addressing this is ridiculous.
What does the law say a school board can and cannot do, please?
The law does not give a school board the authority to remove a sitting school board member.
I'm asking a question.
All right, come up.
You made it part of the agenda. I'm sorry.
Hold on a minute, please.
When Mr. McDonough spoke,
This is
that made
Ellen's eye.
it part of the agenda. I'm just clarifying, right? So it is part of the agenda. You put it on the agenda at the very beginning of the meeting.
Because you don't have the power to do that and then say we can't. You can't have it both ways. You changed the agenda.
You're out of order. You do have to go sit, please. It's not going to take us long to reorganize, so would you please...
My question is, how would you reorganize when we're talking about a person staying on? We're rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic here.
All right, please sit down.
No, I will not.
We may have to ask
Well,
you
then
to
we'll have
leave
the
the meeting.
chief usher me out, a 36-year resident that, yeah?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, please do.
They changed the agenda.
Follow the order. Be respectful. That's all we're asking.
I need a motion.
Okay, who's not being respectful?
You're not going to be respectful.
Oh, I'm going to go.
You're leaving?
Oh, I guess I am.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Do I get to say anything now?
No.
What if it refers to the agenda? And how come everybody else got to say something?
Because you're out of order. The chair did not recognize you. You just stood up and took over.
Isn't that what everybody else did?
No, they did not. They raised their hands and they were
I was recognized, council
Yeah.
cannot answer my question.
Right.
I'm not going to wait till after the meeting. Listen,
You are
everybody...
going to leave now, or I will ask the chief of police...
I know, he's my friend. You're going to take me home.
He works in the district.
They don't want to know.
Thank you.
So everybody else...
My name is Jessica Greeno, and I'm sitting in New Hope-solebury. So, first thought when I saw that, I said I was scared, because do other people feel the same way that you did in our school? Maybe they did. Like that wasn't a fear that I had before before you put that on your Facebook. And I realized that it's private, and you did say that it was satire, but satire is kind of meant to be humorous, and I don't think what you were saying was very humorous, and maybe more thought should have been put into what you typed on your Facebook.
Having this mob mentality that's going around, just because we have social media that interacts and touches everybody. Okay, if he would have said a statement that came in a memo, something formal, okay, that stated his position on something, that's different than tweeting, than Facebooking, than any other medium, okay?
I have a son who's directly related to this movement and is an at-risk person, and I took it very, very strongly, very negatively. And I think I wouldn't want my children to ever see anything like that said by anyone in our community, let alone someone on our school board who represents to them the pinnacle of what it is to be an educator. So I say shame on you, sir.
I know, over the past decade, I've done and said things that I'm not proud of. And I'm guessing that each of you has as well. And so when I think of New Hope, I think of a town of empathy, togetherness, inclusiveness. I also think of love and forgiveness. And I would ask that everyone allow Mr. McDonough to process what he's done, reform his innermost mental thoughts, and be able to carry on with his life in a way that we would want to be treated as well. And that's my message.
The LGBT community in regards to adults feels very comfortable and very confident in this community. They have taken leadership roles in every aspect of our government, as well as having a school board presidents that are gay. Highly unusual, and we can be certainly complimented for that. But I think what we have to do is take a look at that policy. And you said you talked to the LGBT community. I don't think it's the adults in the LGBT community you need to talk to. I think it's the students, because they're all not here tonight. But I think you need to meet with them during school time and talk to them about, some of the things you've said here tonight, and apologize to them, because they're the ones that don't feel safe. I think most of the adults feel safe, and that's why they're here, to support these students and the children in our schools. Thank you.
The school board, as we have heard, has got no power to remove Mr. McDonough. But that certainly does not mean that the school board does not have the power to say something, to pass some sort of resolution condemning or correcting or whatever language the board wishes to use.
I know Doug as a person. I know he's a good person. I know he's a very gentle person. I don't understand the post. I don't condone it. I think a lot has been made about it. I think the anger and frustration is real. And to be honest with you, I think I came to this meeting concerned about some of the lynch mob tendencies. Like many speakers, I think I've changed my mind on some things. I live in New Hope because it's a beautiful place to live. It's open, it's friendly. I hope everyone who lives here feels accepted, particularly the kids. And to me, reiterating some of the comments that I think were dead on, Doug, I personally don't hope you resign, but I do hope that you make it right. And in particular, I hope you make it right with the students.
Take a position.
Clearly, there are some holes in the policy,
hiding.
and the policy should apply to board members. That was brought to our attention by Mr. Mencken. It currently isn't in there. That language can be changed so that it encompasses all school directors. And I believe that this board will act on that very quickly.
How quickly?
Our next meeting is December 19th, 6:30 in this room.
Okay.
That language will soon be added to the agenda. But it will come through policy, because that's the process.
And that's fine, but we're going to hold you accountable for doing something about this. We're going to be here at every meeting until the language is in the policy.